Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's song is a request from one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. This song is from Ronnie. Thank you for your support and for your song suggestion. This is Bill Withers, Use Me, and he sent us a link for a specific performance that he wanted us to do. So we're gonna do that one. We've never done Bill Withers, but I probably know like one or two songs from him that are so beautiful, but I've never seen him live or ever like seen any videos from him, so that's what I'm excited.
Well, maybe it's a surprise for you and for all of you, but actually I know this singer.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I even have one of his songs on my playlist. I think one of the most famous songs. But other than that, I didn't heard a lot of his songs. So actually, I'm very excited to discover more of his songs because I really like his style and his voice.
Yeah. All right.
They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. But my answer, they won't let the use me stuff. I want to spread the news that if it feels it's a good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me until you use me up.
Well, until now it had two elements for me that which kind of I could say unusual. One of them is the presence of the bass guitar, kind of, which has like one of the most important one of the most obvious parts of the sound layers. And also the other thing was that solo part which singer was singing with the drums and the percussion things, because it happens not that much that the solo part, the part that is like a general pause, and the singer starts to sing kind of alone without the accompaniment of all these instruments, to be with a percussion instrument. It's usually either like alone, the singer alone, or like with, I don't know, a guitar or something. But it was kind of, and it was a kind of longer solo part with the drums, and it's very interesting.
Back to the thing that you said about the bass line. I'm happy you pointed it out, because I don't want to point out all the bass line. I feel like at this point it's too predictable. But I like that the line and the movement kind of aligned with the movement of the keyboard as well. But then the colors of that keyboard sound and the bass were kind of like close together. I mean, you could also like distinct between them, but you kind of had to listen a little bit. And in the beginning, the keyboard was a little more like higher and like dynamic wise, or like in the mix of it. And then after a while, like the bass kind of like swelled up a little bit, and it was more obvious that there are two distinct like instruments, but then they're kind of following the same line. But obviously bass has like just the bass part, but then the keyboard, there's like more melody and sometimes chords adding to that. So I like that, but I also love the rhythm of it, because there was like some syncopations here and there that I think, because the tempo is not that fast, maybe you don't hear it as a lot of, like, it doesn't get your attention right away, but I feel like adds like a touch of playfulness to the song, because then it's not just like a normal song that you would expect that is going, and then he starts, it's like kind of like sneaky from the beginning. So I like that about that. Okay, here we go to the second. I'll go back
and me until you use me up. Hey, hey, till you use me up. Hey, my big brother, sit me down in the room and talk to me. You know he told me he had it ought not to let you just walk on me. And I'm sure he meant well. Hey, but when our talk was through, hey, I said, brother, if you only knew, you'd wish that you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me until you use me up. Hey, until you use me up. Hey, you know sometimes it's true, you really do abuse me. Like to get me among your high-class friends. Hey, hey, and then you act real rude to me. But baby, baby, when you love me, I can't get enough. Hey, and I wanna spread the news that if it feels it's a good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me. Hey, hey, until you use me up. Hey, hey, until you use me up. Hey, hey, now you're talking about you using people. It all depends on what you do. It ain't too bad the way you using me, 'cause I sure am using you to do that thing you do. Hey, hey, to do that thing you do. It is dangerous.
That was it.
Wow.
I like the ending.
Yeah,
It was
it's like boom.
yeah, I like the sound effects that he was. I think he was really good. He was like adding a ton of like cool moments, and it kind of reminded me of the keyboard player. I know this was like more like also like probably some synthesizer sound effect, because it was not just keyboard sound. You could really feel it, but it kind of reminded me of the role of the keyboard player in that Peter Frampton concert that we watched actually just a few days ago. That the whole thing was just the guitar and his voice, but then those moments that you would hear these little fragments of keyboard, that would add kind of like a touch of playfulness again. And I think that really was kind of it gave me the same vibe in this song as well, because it was just like you could totally like not have that and still follow the melody and the harmony, but then those little moments were just kind of cherry on the top. And I like that, because the whole thing was actually not that complicated, kind of simple harmony wise and structure wise, because the first time that happened was surprising, but then I think they just followed the same structure of like having that bass line with the keyboard, and then having kind of like it was a repeated pattern, kind of like an ostinato, and he was singing, and then was like sparse just percussion, and then just repeat until the end. So I like that those like touches are kind of like reminded me of that. Oh, it's not that typical. It's not that like that simple. There are some things to catch your attention.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I'm saying it correct, but to my feelings it was more like contrapuntic. I don't know if the English accent is also like contrapunting. I think it's correct.
Yeah.
Than the harmony. I couldn't hear like chords really in it, and it was like based or centered of some chords. It was more like a couple lines that and couple layers, which they each had their melodies. They were playing their own melodies, and then they were just layered on the top of each other. And the interesting part was that it actually even reminded me of one of the like composing pieces methods that they had like in Middle Ages or Renaissance, that it was based off the exactly contrapoint composing. Like I don't know if it's correct or not, or it's related to this, but for me it reminded me of like parallel organums, at least in some parts. Yeah, at least in some parts, because in some parts, when you, for example, play a melody, and then you play it with a certain interval, the same exact melody on the top of or on the bottom of the melody, you have the parallel organ, which all of the notes are completely parallel, has completely parallel intervals together. And then if you go a little like further in the history, you have this with a little changes, with a little more freedom. So you have some parts exactly parallel and some parts a little more free. And this reminded me of that a little, because at some parts, like the bass guitar and the middle part, a guitar sound was playing exactly same melodies, exactly like parallel together, and some parts they were changing it a little. So it was more, they had the feeling of more contrapuntic.
Yeah, I think that was actually very interesting, and I agree. I think something that maybe was kind of like had like a little bit of a modern touch compared to that organum thing that you talked about, because that for that, yeah, the intervals are very like similar, or like there's not a lot of surprises in harmony. The intervals stay the same and sometimes go different, but the structure is kind of like, I don't know, like very obvious. But I think something that kind of got it out of that atmosphere was the rhythm that we talked about a little bit before. I think the syncopation, especially the ones that drum does, especially when there is just nothing, him and the singer alone, kind of gets you out of that. Maybe if you just not have that at all and that syncopated rhythm in the beginning, you would really think more about like, oh, this is very counterpointal. But the drums was very interesting, because I don't think they changed time signature at all during this song. It really felt like the like maybe like 4 beats at a time in per measure. But then the groupings that he was doing with all those tight notes probably, or some rests on the downbeats, really, and then the change of the groupings in each measure, sometimes like 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2, but then sometimes the groupings were like 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, kind of like that, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, I think. So it makes again 8 8 notes. So I think those really, and then the accents that he would put on the upbeats, sometimes it really, I think, helped with just getting it. I don't know, like it was a vibe, I guess. I like that. I like that. I think that with also the inflections with the upbeats and with the syncopations really matched his singing like inflections as well, especially in those solo parts. So it would really, like, I don't know, give you like a little bit of a like, but in a very subtle way. It was not too dramatic, which would give, like, bring me to the next point that I was gonna say, that is the whole song really feels like just one line, dynamic wise and kind of also drama wise. If you listen to the beginning of it and the middle of it and the end of it, you don't see really like a huge like peak of the mountain and then going back. That is mostly like we also see it in a lot of songs, but I think this one had more like a chill vibe. So I think that's why they chose that, those inflections that you like, the syncopations were kind of the surprise moment for me.
Yeah, exactly. As I was hearing the rhythm, I was like, what kind of a rhythm they're using? Because that felt a little like odd, like not normal. But as you said, the accents that they were changing in every like cycle was creating this illusion that the whole, it's a weird rhythm or something is changing, but it was more like and it's so funny how much putting accents on different parts of a pattern or like a motif can change completely, and what feelings it has. And I have to also say that the delivery of the singer was very like conversational, and it wasn't like felt like a performative thing, or like you're on you are on they are on a big stage and your audience and you're listening to it. It was more like a gathering kind of thing, that you're sitting with them and he's talking to you. And I don't even say, because we all know how special and beautiful his voice is, but yeah,
that was definitely interesting. The lyrics were also like something of a little bit of questionable. But I think I don't know if he got inspired by a personal thing or he was talking generally, but that definitely was like I wouldn't say a new theme, because we definitely like heard songs that are kind of talking about like being in a relationship, but then there's so many things that are going wrong, but then they choose to stay just because of various reasons. That's basically just of that thing that apparently she was using him, but then he chooses to stay in that relationship. But even though that kind of can be a serious issue, I feel like the combination of that with like the syncopated rhythms and kind of the arrangement didn't make you feel like, oh, this is this. It just like had like a very joyful and playful touch to it, which I think it again goes back to that rhythm. And then but I like that his delivery was also, yeah, as you said, it was very like intimate. It was like kind of the same line as this, he's just talking to like a friend or somebody that, yeah, that's my life now. So that was definitely also interesting. Yeah, that was actually super fun to watch. So thank you, Ronnie, for suggesting this song. We hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and drop your comments below what do you think about this song. If you want to support us more, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys tomorrow in our next video. Bye.
bye.